Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Democracy A to Z, where today we'll be playing as Aussa. Now, with this focus tree, you could argue that actually this comes under S. However, we are taking the list of countries on the Hearts of Iron wiki, and actually Aussa is the second country with a unique focus tree. Imar, can we get Haile Selassie? No, we have Haile Selassie at home. Haile Selassie at home. So, as Aussa, there is not really much we can do to start off with. We have 4 militia troops with a 4-division template, 4k manpower, so not a lot we can do. However, we do have our leader as our field marshal, and we will do a fallback line. This is the focus tree, and what you will also notice is that this is politically agnostic. So actually, there are no paths really for individual ideologies. Obviously, we have our economic tree, our armed forces tree, and then we have our political tree. Now, one side is if you become a subject, and to be honest, I don't know really how you become a subject. And then the other side, we've got our independent branch. This is politically agnostic, which means as democratic Aussa, which we will become, actually we can still take on the empire branch, which is what we're going to do because this is more fun. Our first focus complete, and this gives us 25 military experience. So we will continue on with our military branch, and with that 25 experience, we will edit our template and add 5 infantry battalions. And as expected, we do have our ultimatum from Italy, so they've requested that we place the entire state under their control to use as a staging area in their war against Ethiopia. So we can either give up and Italy will annex us and the game will be over, or we will refuse and we will give Italy the event the Sultanate of Aussa remains defiant. And there we go. They have immediately declared war on us. We will lose these 2 tiles up here, but we will be able to defend Aussa with our mountainous tile and our bulky 18 width units. We do now have enough political power for us to add a political advisor. Now, as Aussa, you don't have a great many choices, but you do have a choice to go down each of the 3 ideologies, outside and non-aligned, and because this is a democracy video, we are going to go with the democratic reformer to give us the ticking daily democracy support. Now, we have finished the main arm of our military focus, so obviously we will have these focuses to do, which give us doctrines and extra military factories, and then we'll have a choice between whether or not we want to focus on guns, artillery or tanks. But for now we will move on to do our economic branch and get our first civilian factory. Though something I wasn't expecting to happen just happened. This hadn't come up during my test game, but It's August 1937. Italy just white peaced with Ethiopia, which is really interesting. We are still at war with them, but Ethiopia is not at war. So we will continue on, see what we can do, but as it is, yeah. So as you can see, it is not going well. We have lost our troops, and despite trying to hold, we are failing. We're getting pushed, and I think this might be game over. I think having Ethiopia white peace with Italy actually meant it was far harder for us to defend, just because they have one tile that they can force attack from, whereas previously, you know, they were in my testing. Actually, we were able to hold by defending from these tiles. So really interesting, but I think this is gonna have to be a restart now. Yeah, okay, that is a restart, guys. We're gonna try again. Okay, so attempt 2. Let's start. So exactly the same start. We're not really gonna change much during the setup. We're gonna start off with this focus first, and then make sure that all our divisions are on the fallback line. Now, one mistake I think I did also make, that wasn't Mussolini's fault, is that actually, you know, I did try to do a little bit of pushing, and I think that might have depleted our equipment and our manpower a bit sooner, and meant that it's harder to hold. So actually, I'm not going to do any pushing this time, and seeing if that was also the difference. Once again, we have this event, an ultimatum from Italy. When I first was planning this video, I did actually think of taking this option because I thought it would be funny, and then I thought, well, I didn't really want to restart the game, but here we are, restarting the game. So if they want our land, they'll have to take it by force. Okay, it seems like Mussolini has switched his brain on, and Ethiopia is about to capitulate. Is not capitulated yet, but it seems to be on its last leg. Yeah, there we go, 99%. As another update, so Italy and Ethiopia still at war with one another, and to be honest, it is becoming very hard to call how it is going to go. Obviously, this late on probably means that they're not going to have a white peace, but they both seem to be exhausting one another. But Ethiopia did take this province here, which is not great. Minor update on the Italian-Ethiopian war. Eritrean Democratic People's Republic has spawned in on the map, and is at war with Italy, just to make things a little bit spicier. So we're gonna hold on. Still, you know, no chance of us capitulating at the minute, and hopefully, you know, once Allies kick off, once World War II kicks off, that is when we can actually start doing some stuff. So Italy and Ethiopia have white peace. The Somali Democratic Republic has also appeared, and they are also at war with Italy. And Italy currently at the minute has no port because that is currently being defended by the Etrian's People Republic. So now we are stronger. We haven't really had to use up our manpower or equipment, so we are going to push and hopefully be able to encircle these units. And just like that, they are going down. Perfect. So let's keep these divisions on Aussa, but we are going to defend that coastline there, just in case Italy does get that port. In my sheer bewilderment at what was going on, we actually forgot to flip to democracy. So we have got enough support, so we are going to hold the national referendum. Democrats demand referendum, and there we go. We are now the Afar Republic, and we have someone else as our leader. So Poland has now joined the Allies, World War II has kicked off, and more importantly, we have hit 50 world tension, which means we should be able to join. We are not able to join. So Italy has joined the Axis, so we are now able to join the Allies, so we are going to accept, and we are now in the Allies. So Etria has joined the Allies, which means we are able to help them to finish off the last two troops up there that were encircled and not really doing much. And there we go. They have been kicked out. We have had to give our tile back. That is a shame, but we weren't really going to be able to do much with it. So in total, at the minute, 242,000 Italians have died, and we killed 119,000. They only did 7,000 casualties to us, so not a bad ratio at all. Okay, so we have now completely finished off the development tree and the armed forces tree. As you can see, I decided to go down the artillery route to give us some bonus on artillery, and obviously we have got our third research slot, so it is now time to go down the political tree. Obviously we're not a subject, so we're not going to be able to do these. It is quite interesting that you can get a fourth research slot through this, but we are going to do the Afar Republic, and then we are going to go down this path here and seeing what we can do with this, even though obviously there is some slight road bumps along the way. Okay, it's 1940, nearly 1941, and we have just got our focus that gives us a war goal on Ethiopia, and we are going to declare war. Now we have trained some more troops up, and I have bolstered them. So we have got artillery, and I've taken out those irregulars. Now we do have to keep our irregular infantry, but they do have some artillery in them, so these are quite strong. So we'll see what we can do. So we've been making a breakthrough. So obviously, because they've got a long border they need to defend, and obviously we could call allies in at any time, they are very hesitant to take troops off their border, which means we have been able to swoop in. We have made an encirclement already and destroying those troops. We have taken Addis Ababa, although of course they have moved their capital over there. I'll pin that division there. Swing that division around. Okay, another encirclement. So keep those units pinned. Ethiopia, we are currently invading you. I don't think you're in any situation to send an ultimatum, so we are going to reject. We're going to reject the Ethiopian ultimatum. And there we go. Ethiopia has capitulated. And because we were the only ones in the war, we should be able to take everything. Okay, so the Afar Republic is now, well, is now essentially Ethiopia. So what we should be able to do is continue on to crowning of the Nagusa Nagast. Now obviously I don't know how this is supposed to work because we are democratic, but we are going to keep going anyway and ensure that we have our cause. So we crowned the Nagusi Nagast, so we are now able to continue on to our last focus. Obviously we've also got to secure the Ogaden to get our war goal on Somalia. However, obviously they are a part of the allies with us, so we might not be able to do that. But if we proclaim East African hegemony, then we will see what we can do. Okay, we have now finished all of our focuses. I did secure the Ogaden just for complete sake, so we now have completed all of our focuses. We have no more focuses that we can do as the Sultanate of Aussa or the Afar Republic. So what is our situation? We cannot unify the Horn of Africa because we do not have the Eritrean Democratic People's Republic, nor do we have Somali Democratic Republic. We are unable to continue to unify the Horn of Africa, which is slightly wild because during my testing, the first game I played as a SAR, I did manage to do this. But what we'll do is we'll keep going and seeing what we can do to help the allies now. Okay, so I'm back recording now. It has been a week. I wasn't expecting it to have been a week. I was expecting to kind of record a few days later, but some things happened. My computer decided to not work. The RAM decided to not work, and now it's working. So it's all been a strange time. So I'm back and kind of looking at what I can do. So what's left for us to do? So we've you know, we've started from one small state into, you know, taking over Ethiopia. We now have 1.54 million manpower. So in terms of manpower, that really isn't too much of an issue. We are still at war with the Axis, obviously. We are at war with Japan, so it is just about seeing what I can do as the Afar Republic. Okay, so I've just been building up and you know, making sure I was okay for this moment. And yep, so it's 1942 and Vichy France has now joined the Axis, which means we have got this little strip of land that we are now having to cover and defend. Yes, so we're going to try and do that and hopefully try and push. What I think we're going to try and do is actually, instead of pushing directly into this port, we are just going to try and get as many casualties as possible and obviously wear down this Axis manpower on this port. Oh no, Britain. That is quite the number of troops, to be fair. Lovely when their hats go. I'm now moving up and securing North Africa for the Allies, so this should be fairly easy, simple to do. So we're pushing supply is not great. However, I have got some transport planes. You know what? I've never ever used transport planes. I don't know if they're gonna help. Actually, let's stop pushing that battle plan and just micromanage. Is that one gonna help? Okay. If we can secure Tunisia, then supply should be much better. Okay. I was researching transport ship because I realised I hadn't done that yet. So while I was waiting to do that and hopefully plan my little holiday, then, well, the British have invaded once again, which, you know, is good. So they are successfully pushing Palmero. It looks like they are going to secure Sicily, which, yeah, should be good. We now have the transport ship, so that means we should be able to have a little bit of fun. So actually I'm gonna delete those. Now I think what we could possibly do is do a naval invasion from behind just to help African. Okay, so Benito Mussolini is deposed, which, you know, actually seems quite soon. There's not much that has been invaded, but it counts. So soon Italy is gonna fall. Okay, so naval invasion has gone off. We have got a port, which means we can funnel some troops over. So we're gonna leave that other invasion and we're gonna move everyone over. Hopefully that should help with this invasion. So let's get the railroads as well. Lovely, we've got the second, but they are doing a counter naval invasion, right, which we managed to hold off. And then are we gonna finish these guys off? Okay, so we are now just in the throes of finishing off that pocket, and obviously we've encountered some more Axis resistance up by Algiers. So obviously we're gonna have to probably come up with something new, although we are still able to maneuver a little bit. And there we go. Okay, we have got a bit of a pocket here now by Algiers, which is good. And there we go. Algiers has fallen, so that should give us some more supply. And keep going. And let's clean up this pocket here if we're able to. Are we? There we go. Let's push into a ramp. Lovely, so that's another port secured. Let's secure this hub. And when we secure this pocket, that should be connected. Perfect. Casablanca has been secured, so with this final German troop, and that is North Africa secured. Well, Africa secured. And I said that we had cleared all of Africa. I had forgotten to mention Madagascar. Unfortunately, those islands are going to be tough to break. Lovely, there's no one home in Madagascar. I wonder why. So let's liberate that. Oh, why are you sending everyone here? It's just a joke. It's just a joke. I've gone back to the UK to, you know, just help out against the Axis here, and to be honest, I am so desperate to use my Marines again. I have no idea, they're probably not the best in the world, to be honest. I genuinely have no idea. If any of you are able to tell me if they can be any better or not, then do let me know. But I have got an invasion off on Germany. Wish me luck. Let's have a look, let's have a look, let's have a look. Ooh, oh dear. Yeah, no. Okay. Well, we know for next time, so let me know down in the comments how I could have improved those Marines. Where I have managed to help a bit has been in the south of France, between a small air force and obviously my troops. We have been able to help France and Britain. Gonna continue with that, as that seems to be the most the best place that we can help at the minute. There we go, so we've managed to push up and liberate a fair chunk of France. Around Vichy itself, that seems to be bogged down a little, but here it's a little bit sparser, so we're just taking encirclements where we can and increasing the amount of surface area we have back in Europe. There we go. That is a German division destroyed. There we go. So another pocket. So let's just finish this division off. Just the port left. So let's. There we go. Okay. Now they're popping. Lovely. So that frees up these boys to go back north, where, yep, so they've defended quite a bit more. So we may be limited with what we can help out with. Spent a long old time in Brittany, but we have been able to make a bit of a push. So hopefully we should be able to clean up Brittany, and then we can figure out where next to send our boys. Are we able to? So France has been liberated a bit more, especially the northern France. And when I looked down, I noticed that Italy was quite sparsely defended, and to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why the Allies aren't capitalising on that. But okay, so once again the Allies are stuck while the Soviets come in and actually finish off Germany. So we are going to play until the Axis falls, hopefully fairly soon, but again, just seeing what we can do. So Vichy France has capitulated. I don't know why we've got 50% of the stockpiled equipment, but that's not a lot. But yeah, that's very, very exciting. And Denmark is completely undefended, or well, the borders of Denmark are completely undefended. So once again, I'm just trying to take every opportunity, fill in those gaps. So there we go. So they are also being overrun by the Soviets. It's so over. And a juicy encirclement in the south of France. Many divisions to be had, so let's just help the Allies to finish them off. Yes. Fantastic. And that happened very quickly and unexpectedly. I didn't realise we just had to capitulate Germany. So here we go, the peace conference, and understandably didn't have much. Actually 2% of the war effort, which, to be fair, I am pretty pleased with. 183 points. So what can we get? Well, obviously we want French Somaliland. Are we able to get Madagascar for our efforts? Yes. Okay, so let's check out what has happened in this peace deal. So Denmark has been liberated. There is a British occupation zone, an American occupation zone, a Soviet occupation zone. Okay, so the Soviet occupation zone has also got Königsberg. United Kingdom has straight up taken Mosul land. British Italy, we've got a rather large Soviet Albania. Africa, yep, classic. Obviously the Libyan desert has gone to British Italy, even though the Kingdom of Libya's been released. Classic. Obviously we've taken French Somaliland, and we have got our Madagascan holdings for our war effort. Now, obviously it's 1947. We could try and finish off Japan, but I really don't want to. We've done a lot, and I think it's good to end it here. So, would I recommend playing as Aussa? Sure. Yeah. You know, it's worth doing it. It's got a unique focus tree, and it can obviously be quite fun at the beginning to try to survive. And as you can see, you know, in surviving, we have managed to get quite strong, and obviously help and contribute to finishing off the Axis, and that's good fun. Playing as democratic Assad doesn't really change much, as there wasn't really ever much else we could do in this tree. Obviously we could we could have done this part, but obviously, you know, this, well, to be fair, this was what I was going to do in the hope that we could get these guys, but we couldn't. But otherwise, yeah, actually had fun, even if it took me way longer to record this video. So anyway, next week I will be playing as Australia, and then we will have Gotterdammerung releasing, so we will be playing as Austria and Belgium after that. So I hope you look forward to watching that. All the best, see you later.